Hi, this is HRM Caesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte. Again, Ches, and the tape kind of ran out. I ran over 1 minute, so this is part 2. So let's get back. I ranted and raved the first part. Now in part 2, I'm going to talk about serious civil rights violations. When you have laws that actually, you know, like, have you ever heard the game called send the person to the back of the class when they make a mistake? Same thing here. Knock down a person, screw their finances up. A poor person can't recover. I couldn't pay $300 an hour to bring a legal lawsuit against the United States government. And besides, even if I could find an attorney, a civil rights attorney, it would take forever. Another 7 years out of my life to get the Supreme Court to challenge what the city of Los Angeles and the state of California have done to people. I'm not the only one. There's tons of people this has been done to. And instead, you people don't care. You know what you care about? You care about the media. Look how controlling it is. They don't do any story on me. They don't do a big, heavy story like what happened with Japan and the tsunami. Oh, and then they send the help over there to all the tsunami victims. Well, hey, what about the victims here? The victims being like me and like people like me that are trying to get on their feet, that have been trying to get on their feet for more than 10 years. A person like me who was on their feet at one time, a few times, and then only to be knocked down by what? One person? One complainer? Again, I'm telling you, that's sick. These people need to be wiped out. That's the only solution. You know, a lot of people say you have to take responsibility for yourself, okay? And I would agree with that partially. But you have to know where to draw the line where responsibility for yourself and your own actions is separate from that of the responsibility of others who abuse the law, apply it with excessive prejudice, like they've done with me and many others, and then continue on their way like they have the rationale to say, well, I'm an official, that's my job. Your job is to help people, not to hurt people, not to throw them in the gutter over and over again when you know what you're doing is helping to throw them in the gutter. And that's what you're doing. The financial gutter, the psychological gutter. It's no wonder people do drugs, drink. You cause the stress. Did you know that when you cause a person stress, some people grind their teeth at night? Well, my stress has been being applied to me because I don't have the freedom to do what I wanted to do. As a matter of fact, what the city of Los Angeles did is they trapped me here. I had all those cars, those trucks, those boats, those motorhomes. I had all that ready to move in 2004 actually. I needed 2 more years to save more money to move to Colorado, to my own 40 acres, which actually belonged to a church, but to move there and then be free of the craziness that's here in California. And to move there with all of my possessions. You know, I should have a right that if I took me 30 years to collect all the possessions I needed to do my planning in another state, then I should not have had to have lost one car, not one possession, not one nut, not one book, not one bolt, nothing. But they took everything from me over and over again. I was even violated in being able to start any kind of family or any kind of children with any decent safety and security. Every place I moved to, I had to live in fear of that one person who would call and all of a sudden have the city at my door screwing with me. In the last few years, back in 2008, in May of 2008, somebody made a false report, had the SWAT team at my house. And out of that false report, I was arrested falsely, okay? And I didn't have an attorney. Now the statute of limitations has run. In the many civil rights violations that have happened to me, I could never find attorneys, and so the statute was run, and I have no legal recourse. So as far as your three-way system of government, to me, it's evil. If you supply a defendant with a public attorney, you should supply a plaintiff with a civil rights attorney to protect their civil rights and file against the very same United States that they're working for. So both plaintiff and defendant should have the right to a public attorney to sue when they need to, when they have good cause to. And this is wrong. So you are evil. Obama, Bush. You're just puppets. You're puppets of the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, Rockefellers, DuPonts, the Rothschilds. You're all jerks. You're all asses. And you know what makes you the biggest ass? Why don't you go study astronomy and find out how tiny this planet really is? It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. So all your wars added up over the last 10,000 years amounts to little or nothing compared to how much energy, fantastic black holes and all kinds of stuff that goes on in the universe that's way too big for the majority. More than 99% of the people wouldn't have a clue to how big the universe is, or even a clue to how much energy there is in the universe. So you are nothing anyway. So you don't have anything to lose by saying, why don't we choose a different path? Why don't we choose a path where we say, when there's a problem, saying, what can we do to help? Without you taking advantage of us, what can we do to help? But they didn't do that with me. They screwed me over and over, and they're still doing it right now as I speak. So yeah, the police should be shut down. The fire department should be shut down. They're all jerks. Every last one of them. The abatement laws should be scuttled, and anybody and any inspector who's ever taken a bribe should be fired on the spot right now. You should see how much, I don't know, evil there is in all these institutions. City managers, county managers that there are. The city of Bell is nothing compared to what the Los Angeles City does legally through their selective enforcement laws, if you want to call it anything. What enforcement is there? Charlie Sheen, he gets to get on YouTube, and boy, they've given him a lot of press lately. Is the media ever going to give me press? Unedited and uncut. No censorship. That would be my rule. Plus, on top of that, they'd have to pay me millions of dollars for every interview to explain how this government, state, federal, and local, screwed with my life, my rights, my liberties for the last 30 years, the last 10 being the worst, where they take every car, every boat, everything I worked for. All the fruits of my labor were stolen from me through the color of law. So, what do you want me to say? That I love this country? My country, right or wrong? Ha! In your dreams, you morons. As far as I'm concerned, I hope this country, I hope they blow it up. I don't care. Because I've ground my teeth away from the stress that your country caused me. Your country. It isn't my country, because if it was my country, everything I just said about willing to help first would be first priority. And it's too late for me. You've already done the damage. Los Angeles County, Los Angeles City, you slime dogs that you are, jerk-offs, LA City Council, you should all be fired. You should all be impeached. Every last one of you. Put me in charge of the whole country, and I'll show you no crime, less police on the street, and lower gas prices. I can guarantee it. But no one's going to believe me. They're going to say, oh, well, he's just a rant and raver. He can't do anything. A person can only be as powerful as the people make them. And you, by being negligent as a citizen and continuing to pay your taxes, look at how many people view my viewers. I only got 3-digit figures. I'm never going to hit 10 million or 20 million or even 50 million, or how about 90 million people should be viewing my thing and all backing behind me, sending a letter to the congressman and their state, if their state taxes, and tell them, screw you, we're not going to give you any tax money ever again, period. Screw you. You lower the price of gas. You lower this. You didn't listen to Caesar when he brought you the spherical oil tanker. 30 years that sat on the shelf. You'd rather have the oil spill in the ocean than to put it in our gas tanks. No. These people need to be taught a lesson. And that's why they're... See, the reason they don't kill me, because they really are afraid of me. They said, we got to see what Caesar has. He's got to have more in that DNA of his. He's really intelligent. He's like an idiot savant. I'm sure at the highest levels, that's what they say about me. You'll never know what genius thing he's going to say, and we can steal the idea and use it for ourselves. They've been doing that for years from me. You don't believe me? Well, go on your way. You'll see what happens in the future. It's 5:04 p.m. right now, California Daylight Savings Time. I'm about to run out, so this is 10 minutes up. And I'll have part 1, part 2. Please watch it. I think that's really what you need to do. You need to revolt against this government before it's too late. As a group. completely and absolutely without any question.